Here I am, and here we are at ARCATA Plaza, and it is July 7th, 2024.
That's right.
And I am at the farmer's market, and what's your name?
I'm Melanie Cunningham. I'm a farmer at Shake Fort Community Farm.
And is it true to be at this farmer's market you have to be local and certified in some way?
That's true. Well, you have to be a Humboldt farmer and grow nothing GMO, and you have to be registered at the county level with a certified producer certificate, but you do not have to be certified organic.
Okay. So in short, that means you can't go to Walmart, grab a bunch of groceries off the shelf, bring them over here and sell them as their own.
That's correct. You have to report everything that you're going to grow for the year and estimated yields, and then it kind of needs to match up if we were ever inspected throughout the season.
Doesn't it make it more like unnecessarily expensive? Couldn't I like ostensibly just go down to Walmart and buy it really cheap and come down here and like sell it, and people would save a buck?
Yeah, but they'd know because that food would just rot in their fridge in an instant. You know, people tell us our spinach lasts 2 weeks in their fridge just because it was just picked yesterday and traveled less than about 25 miles to reach here and then into people's homes. So the longevity of that product, the vitality, it's not even the same food in my opinion. It's a totally different thing.
Okay, so the quality is one thing, but the quantity kind of can scare somebody away if they look at something and think I can get like 3 bundles of this over there, but only 1 bundle here. You're saying that if I go get 3 bundles, 2 of those bundles will be bad.
Exactly, I'm saying that, and it won't provide the same nutrient density either, just because of how we care for our soil and the value we place on that over just quantity. The quality is so high that you're going to be nourished in a totally different way.
How do you know all this?
20 years in the business and tons of books and also just anecdotally, just I live on the land. I am a land steward and a tender of the land, and walking on our fields every day. So many farms these days on a big ag scale. There's no people. It's one tractor, one person, and thousands of acres. Our garden is 5 acres and 12 people. And we're out there observing, tending, putting our heart and soul into it. And so it's just a whole different way of eating.
Where is this said 5 acres?
Well, the farm is 85 acres, and it's in Carlotta on Highway 36.
Oh, it's beautiful.
In the Van Dusen floodplain. And so of our 85 acres, we run a whole mix of animals on pasture on 35 acres, and then we tend annual, vegetable crops and strawberries on 5 acres.
It's 2024, and the rents are too high. That's happened. But what's contemporary and what's going on these days, if you look at the news, people complain about the price of food. Do you have an idea? Do you have any ideas about the price of food? What do you think about the price of food? Are they rising, or do they not affect you?
Yes, they are rising. I think they were too low to begin with. Americans don't want to spend a lot on food, and we've made food very cheap. But we've just taken all the true costs of food and kind of hidden them from the end consumer. So the reason why food costs have gone up, like at your grocery store, but at the farmer's market, they've kind of just maybe gone up a little over the last decade, but not a lot, is because we're not hiding any of the true costs of production. It's much more straightforward. It's much more human scaled. There's not a lot of transportation costs, storage costs. So we can keep our prices fairly consistent over the years. They go up a little bit, it's true. And as we're able to...
So what you're saying is great, because I kind of like my mind just went. So what you're saying is that at your level of farming, prices have been pretty much set straight because there's been no changes globally for you. The prices are haven't really changed that much.
Because a lot of our costs have gone up. All of our supplies have gone up. All of our fuel costs have gone up. And we used to pay people $10 an hour, and now it starts at 20. Okay. So things have changed quite a bit. But there are certain things that we're not paying for, like long-term storage and food waste. We sell everything that we produce. We find a home for it. We're not throwing stuff out or trying to get like that perfect apple and then getting rid of everything else.
So when I buy food from you, I'm buying food. I'm not buying all this overhead.
Yeah, that's a great way to sum it up. Yep, exactly.
I do okay.
You did good. That was good.
Yeah, right. So Do you know a lot of people up here that are able to be farmers and have the farm lifestyle? I don't know anybody, but you being a farmer, do you know other farmers, and do you see a lot of people out there, and do you think they're struggling or do you think they're thriving?
So I think per capita, based on our land base here in Humboldt, we have a huge amount of farmers. And I think overall they are thriving because we have such a huge support in this fairly rural community. We don't have a huge city where we can just throw endless amounts of organic food into. So we're really blessed here. I think people are thriving. It may not be their full-time income, it may be a little side project, and they have other jobs. Some people are farming on very small acreages, micro farms, leased ground. But there are a lot of opportunities here, and there is still room for more farmers. And I really think that's what the world needs. The world needs more small farms growing food for their neighbors and friends and community, not fewer bigger farms trying to feed all the world.
So based on this conversation, could I come to the conclusion, like a guesstimate, that corporations and governments in the past couple of years may have had an influence in the price of food, where when I look to markets where you're more isolated and marginalized from these big influxes, we can see that it's more stable, the food prices.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, it's more direct. There's less politics involved. It's less hidden costs, and we're not spending money on chemical fertilizers and pesticides and things like that are going to be inflated as well. So it's the human labor is a big part, is one of our main costs, is the energy we put into it, because most of us here on the plaza are not super mechanized. We use tractors, different kinds of tools, but it's still a lot of human labor. So that's what you're paying.
Right. So lastly, do you have any government subsidies that helps you in farming?
No. Well, not really. We don't have crop subsidies. Our little piece of the farm bill is the market match program, where folks who have supplemental income get a match. If they use their food dollars here at the farmers market, they get a $15 match. And so that has been our little small farm piece of the farm bill that's been hugely beneficial. I mean, it brings millions of dollars through this market every year.
So how did I do it at Local Farming 101? How did I do it? Okay?
Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
Okay, so what's your name again?
Melanie Cunningham from Shake Fork Community Farm.
And you can find, where do you sell, you're just out here every Saturday?
We're here, we've been on the plaza every Saturday for about 20 years. We're in Fortuna Farmers Market, and we have a community-supported agriculture program, a CSA.